I was horizontal. So, howdy y'all from Texas. Made it down here again. I'm next to the org. I'm gonna turn around if I can figure that crap out. Alright, I always look funny because I have to look through my bifocals. I don't see a guard. I was a little late because somebody stopped me and asked to take a picture of my sign. And I made sure that I gave them the side with all the channels on it so they could look them up. Asked me if I had a TikTok. Hey, Kayla. Keela? Hi, Keela. Did I say that right? So I'm curious as to who's guarding today. Oh, they've got their video playing. So, inside. We'll see how long it takes them to put their blinds down while I'm here. I'm not as loud as Pearl Snappy, so I think it takes a little longer. Awesome. I like it. My full name's Kimberly. So. Oh, awesome. What do they try to call you? Like Kylie or something? The reason I can do the EI part, I was going to name my daughter Ashley with that part. Oh, no problem. No problem at all. Traffic was really good today. I'm still trying to figure out what to do with my stupid cane. I usually just lay it down because I can't hold my sign in my cane. So I'm going to go back over here by my tree and lay it down under the bench. And just hope it doesn't disappear. So now I can hold my sign. Now they know you can see me in the window. Now they know I'm here. And sorry about the bumping around. Oh, the Squirrel Squad? And the other auditors? Is that who you mean? Said that the kids are going to be the downfall of this cult. Them are the ones that got out. I'm talking about it. I said on, I think it was Aaron's channel the other day. Yep. Oh my gosh, Chicago? Oh my gosh, I was so amazed. So what I did is I hit that live. Yes. I thought I was down here to save the students. They all know. Every time they go, I get a thumbs up, I get a honk, I say, hey, do you know about them? And they're like, oh yeah, we know. There's every once in a while I get somebody that's like, so why are they a cult? And I pick my description and stuff like when I park. So because I can't figure out what time I can go live until I get through all the traffic. So when they stop at the stoplight, I turn it towards them. And then when they're walking, I turn it towards the people walking. But I never know which way the map's going to take me. I don't know if we're going to have an accident. Sometimes it takes an hour and 10 minutes to get here. Sometimes it can take an hour and 45 minutes to get here. So, yeah. And I stopped at the coffee shop to get ready this time. Usually I film all the way from where I park before I go live, just for security reasons. But the reason I feel really lucky is there are so many students walking around the blocks around here, because behind here is like residences and apartments. And then, if anybody's new, this is the main entrance to campus. And sometimes when classes let out, like say 5 o'clock, like hundreds of students are standing there when we were all out here. So I'm like pointing the sign at them, and I thought those might be Scientologists. So that's why I kind of followed them. They're probably teachers. Oh, there's one. Poor guy. He should be retired. Yeah, that guy should be retired and relaxing. He's working all bowed because he can't get medical care. Oh yeah, LRH bought this building 55 years ago on purpose because it was next to the college. And then the one I didn't notice or realize that in Chicago it was near college because these people were trying to get through to get to their residences or their dorms, I'm not sure which, and they wouldn't let them through. So anyway, I do bounce back and forth a lot because I'm new to this, don't know what to say. So I hit that live button and all right, and just went to all the lives, and it gives you like all the Scientologists because that's what's on my feed. So I just flipped around everybody's channels that were live that day in Chicago and people I never heard of before, and I was amazed. These young people were out there just just doing it, really, just really making people aware. I hope the news covered it. I don't know if they did. Oh, my hubby's on. I probably shouldn't have said that. My last live I took down. I'm trying to edit it because I try not to say too many personal things because I don't think they knew who I am. And I can't imagine. Oh, I know. What area are you? You don't have to tell me exactly. I know. I don't even watch TV anymore, and I don't watch news. I just watch YouTube. I don't believe the news. Even Fox made me mad when they got rid of Tucker because he was too controversial. Because he wanted to release those tapes. But I wasn't actually a really big fan of his. It's just the fact that they paid that suit. So even they're beholden to somebody with money. So I'll watch clips here and there, but I don't give the mainstream news my time. I have too many YouTubers to watch. But in Chicago, the only thing I want to get across, southeast, I'm gonna go. Oh, okay, I know where you are. My ex-son-in-law was from south of Houston, down there, small town. And then I've been to South Padre, but I haven't been anywhere else on the coast. Yep, me either. It's all fake. It's all fake. They're not journalists anymore. Nobody's looking for the real story. She was looking at my sign really hard. But guess what? I thought she was about to turn and go in the building. They look like they're traveling. Oh, I gotta turn the sign. I pan around, you guys, because I'm sure you don't want to just stare at the front of a building. And Pearl Snappy, she does a really good show, but I don't really want to be on camera. What's happening? I know. If it's not on YouTube, on my feed, it's probably fake. I don't know if anybody knows about the 5. I watch clips, but they always have that female who's like the opposite, that's the Democrat. And every single day I see a clip, so-and-so got fired. She ticked off Greg Gutfield or whatever, and it's fake. I don't even open it. I'm like, if she's fired, it would be on something besides some backwater little tiny channel that wants clickbait or clicks. But I want to give a shout out to my hubby since he's watching. He's off. He works nights, but he doesn't work tonight, so he's awake. Yep, fake all the time. Just like Trump says, fake news. That's why we're here. But my husband lets me come down here and spend money on gas and parking, and usually he doesn't notice I'm gone because he's asleep, but still. It's a pretty decent drive because I'm from, I don't know if you've been on here before, the base, Fort Hood. It's now Fort Cavazos, which is halfway between Austin and Waco. My husband was military, he's retired now, and we stayed because we really like Texas. And when I heard they were opening down here and wanting to get their claws on our young people, I just got so mad. Just so mad. And that's why I'm here. And I like to get here. I've been trying to get here earlier. All right. Got a thumbs up. So that we can cover more hours. I know Pro Snappy comes around 2-ish and stays the afternoon. I've been trying to get here earlier. I never seem to get out of the house. It fades when there's no chat. I totally missed that. Somebody hit a period or something so I can read it. Or maybe, can I hit it? Can I bring it up? No. I don't know how to bring that back up. Hold on. Let me hit this button. If something weird happens, I'll be back. Live chat. Top chat. Live chat. There, it might stay up now. See the happy face. Okay, I'm so glad you're there. You can have some of these kids, save some of these kids. Yes, I was one of your first shows. My brother was at Fort Hood. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. My husband was stationed there for 17 years. People think I'm crazy when I tell them in his whole 21 years I had 2 duty stations. And then when he retired, our daughter was in. Oh, look. I got the blinds down. How long did that take? 11.5 minutes. I didn't even notice. Right on. I don't know when they started. I turned around. Shut them down. Oh, can't wait for them to close the door. I kind of hope they keep the door open. They did I think the first time I was here after they opened, they left the doors open because they're broken. And because I'm not loud and I'm not confrontational, they didn't close the doors. I'm curious as to where their guard is. They usually stand outside. I don't think they have one today. I think they did it for maybe the first week and they might not have anybody anymore. She said somebody was sitting inside. I try to record anybody that goes in case a family member is looking for them. What was I going to say? I keep if I get off track and you want to go back on track, just let me know. Because I was saying about when they bought this building 55 years ago, he knew what he wanted and what he was doing. Because that's how they started in, like, especially the 70s, where they got all these families in that their kids are the ones that are running Scientology right now. The second gens, maybe third gens. When in the 70s, LRH didn't seem quite as abusive as Davy is. And they were using Dianetics to get people in. They were doing it on the colleges, Berkeley and in California and places like that. So he knows how to get them. But here's the thing. This day and age, young people are savvy online and they watch YouTube and TikTok and all that, and they know exactly what's going on, just like I do. I wasn't looking for it. One day, AA Ron's channel popped up, and I'm like, my husband and I, in the early 90s after we got married, we were looking for a new church when we were in California. And we saw some commercial or ad or something. And we're like, hey, that sounds kind of interesting. And I'm so glad we didn't look it up. But they never got us because A, he was in the Army. We couldn't sign up for like Sea Org or staff. And he was a poor private. So when you ain't got the money to join, they don't want you. They want you to do Sea Org and be a slave. And no, we'd have never done that. But that's why we're here. Because I don't know what was going on Sunday. So many people was going in when Pearl Snappy was here. But when I was here on Saturday and other days, I haven't seen one public go in. Or not public. How do I want to put that? Civilian. It has nothing to do with Scientology. Or I haven't seen anybody go in. It looked like on Sunday there was quite a few, hey, let's go see what this is, and we came out laughing. because it's so stupid. The young man that stopped me when I came out of the coffee shop right there to get ready, he wanted to take a picture of my sign. He goes, you know, he was really, really shy and quiet, really quiet. And he says, you know, I don't have a problem with what you believe, but it's the control that I don't like. And I said, yeah. I said, I'm here because of the child abuse and the fact that they think children are just adults in young, small bodies because they've lived so many lives. It makes me sick. Just sick. I ran a home daycare for many years, and a lot of Army wives do. So, you know, and I homeschooled my kids for 2 years. So, being in charge of young, small children and knowing how they are and how they act and how innocent they are, it just makes me sick. Alright. I am not seeing live chat. What's this arrow? Ah, there it is. Okay, I haven't seen you guys. I don't know why. They want money. Alright. I'm gonna have to do a YouTube to figure out why. Alright. Prospect. Yeah, there you go. Prospect. That's a good one. Investigator. Now they lie and don't want people to know they are a cult. Yeah, I know. Yep. Here or just in general? Well, they didn't arrest Pearl Snappy. Thanks, Keela. Alright. I think I'm caught up now. I've got to figure out how to bring that up. Because I don't have constant chatter, so. Oh, we were supposed to vote. They should be open late enough for me to get home and vote.
Push the button. Push the fucking button like you're all rushed over.
We got some characters down here. I'm glad you're voting. Everyone needs to. Regardless of who, everyone should vote. Okay, I'm good then. So, hubby, if you're still awake, do a little search and see. We didn't even do any research. I didn't know what day it was supposed to be. Do a quick research on our local, on the vote today. Okay. I try to stay for at least an hour and a half. Just depends. That's about what my battery can take. I think I could push it to 2 hours before I need to charge. People at the light. See how many people come by here? And even... Sorry if I'm moving around too much. So I gotta get either a new gimbal or some sort of tripod like Pearl Snappy has. So I've got 12 today. I took down my sign that said honk if you hate Scientology, specifically because it had the word hate in it. And I didn't want that to be what we are. I didn't want to be touted as a hater the way they try. Hubby, chat something and see if it comes back up. I'm wondering why. I think if I hit something weird, because I think my chat disappears when there's a lull, which is fine. I just got to make sure I get them quickly. If you don't hear me respond to your comment or notice it, it's because it's disappeared. So just say look at chat or something, and all of it'll come back up. I've got to figure out how to do that on my own. I need to bring this up a little. I realize sometimes I'm gripping my gimbal way too tight. But yeah, I have this on there. They were a set of cards somebody gave me. It's got books and channels on it. Because people want to take a picture. They don't want to try to remember a website. But yep, we want these shades down because they don't look welcoming when those shades are down. All they have is a sign outside. Nobody's going to want to go inside if you can't see what's going on. It looked kind of interesting with the shades up with all the books, things like that. But if we can get them to shut those blinds, it's going to make a big difference. So are any of you in the chat not familiar with Scientology, or are you all like me, did the deep dive and watched all the OG channels? You can talk about whatever you want to. Everybody's at the light right now. Oh, I was just getting caught up on Miriam's fundraiser. I wasn't able to watch in the beginning of it. And somebody had commented after it was over, because I'm watching the replay, about, so Miriam didn't get the help she wanted from the Aftermath Foundation, so now we have to do the fundraiser. And I responded with, yes. Her and her brother both asked help of the Aftermath Foundation. He needed help with housing, and she didn't. I don't even think she needed money at the time. From what I heard early on, it was she needed somebody to start the process so she could get counseling. I guess they had to submit from refer. I think she needed a referral or something. And then now she does need the money for gotta face towards the bus. Let me fix this gimbal a little bit. Let's see. There we go. So they said, yes, we'll help you if you sign this new liability waiver. And built into the waiver is an NDA, which means a non-disclosure agreement. So you're not allowed to talk about the Aftermath Foundation in any way, shape, or form after they help you, after you sign that form. And they both said no. They refused to sign it. So they've done absolutely nothing to help. They got that $200-something thousand through the fundraiser that I saw mainly pushed on AA Ron's channel. And now they're just sitting on it. Because you'd think if they're actually, well, I don't think they can talk about who they help, but you would think that they would try to have something to say about people they're helping. But those channels were so small and uninteresting that it wasn't a big deal to unsubscribe and not watch. I'll go to follow channels when AA Ron or, Mike Brown or Laura or everybody says, hey, there's this channel, to go check it out. And I do. If I don't have the time to watch every channel, they get at least a subscription from me. And what's cool is I usually, when I'm at home, I have a Kindle Fire and I have my phone. But for some reason on my Kindle Fire, I don't have live chat or anything. So I usually have my phone open for live chat. So if there's two people on, I'll usually have like the main one, Aaron or whatever, on my phone so I can live chat. Yep. Tell everybody. Don't let them get you. being funny. I don't mind. Makes it more interesting. Oh, so that at least gives, you know, the views to at least 2 different people. And if he has like 3 or more, or if he's on and say another channel is on doing something different, then I'll do that too. But I can't listen to both of them, so one will have to be turned down. But they at least get the listening hours for me. I never thought in a million years I'd have over 500 subscribers. I was happy for the first 50, so I could go live. I'm not doing this to have some big channel. Am I moving around too much? Let me know if it's annoying or making you sick, because I get motion sickness. And like I said, my gimbal's not working, so this is just working like a selfie stick. Every time I think I have it calibrated at home, I get here and it wants to flip all over the place. So I'm going to get a new gimbal. That's important. Oh, I got my mics yesterday, but I need to read how to work them because I did a test before I left and all it did was mute me and we got no sound. So I really like Pearl Snappy's setup. Kind of. It's good for her because she stands still and she puts it on herself, mostly because looking at the front of a building is boring. But I'm not want to be on camera. This is fine. Maybe we'll catch doing it this way. You can see, what's going on around here, and we can see people going in and out. I am gonna try. I think it was Denver. Scientology Audit Denver. Guy took a picture of me. That's fine. They can ask. They don't have to be sneaky about it. He had both cameras filming, so you could see him and behind him. Which for him, he's by himself in this little quiet neighborhood. He needed the security of that because 3 cops showed up on him and put him in cuffs for something they figured out he didn't do because he was live. He couldn't have made a phone call, but they still left him in cuffs for like 10 more minutes. Oh, something I wanted to bring up that I saw, the reason I brought up Chicago, and I have a web address that I bought like a year ago for SPTV, but I've needed help to start it. I'm not tech savvy on making websites, but I wanted some place to have like everything in one place, upcoming events, opening of orgs, where people could network, and we know where all the channels are. I know people have made lists. I could just put a link to those. But I also wanted to do what to do while you're protesting, and one of them in Chicago that upset me so much because I'm a grandmother and my mom radar went off 100%. At least 2, maybe 3 girls went down that alley alone. Leah went around the block down the street and she was alone. And I didn't like that. And both the girls that went down the alley proved they were being followed. So, and it's not just that. It's the fact that, the lowlifes are going to figure out, okay, there's a protest going on. There's these girls going live. They know you're there. And I don't care if you are live. They don't care. I think if they're going to move and want to go to somewhere else, they need to grab somebody to go with them. Because I wasn't the only one. There was 3 or 4 of us in one chat going, girl, don't go down there alone. Get out of there. Don't go down there alone. So when I get this, I'm going to try to get it started at least. It'll probably say under construction, just so people know it's there. And then and I created a website, or not website, email, public email to go with it. So the domain is sptvnetwork.org. I couldn't get just SPTV. Some other entity has that. It wasn't bought by the church. The reason I got it as quick as I did, it was right after SPTV really started You know, I was there in the chat when somebody suggested it, and then it just boomed from there, blew up. And I'm like, well, the church likes to buy domains of anything they can that somebody might want. So that's why I did it. And so the email that goes with it is sptvnetworks with an S at Gmail. So if anybody wants to contact me, I'm going to eventually get all that put in my description or get a link tree started. Because I don't use any of my personal stuff for this. And that's why last time I think the cops weren't called on me, but near me. Because either they wanted to say I made the fake phone call, or they just wanted to mess with me or get my name. I think what they wanted was a report made with my name in it. Because they have Pearl Snappy's name, and that's why she got CT. Now, they can CT you without a name. Because you don't have to give them your ID. But I don't think they're going to mess with me again because A, the first time didn't scare me away. And secondly, you know, I'm not creating a big to-do. All right. Go have fun. Morning. Who's morning? Let's see. What time is it? I can't see the time. Are you West Coast? Or farther? But I think there needs to be a set of safety rules for the auditors. And we need to stop calling ourselves protesters, although I think when we have a sign or we're being loud, that maybe it's on the line. But I still feel that I'm an auditor first. Portland. All right. My husband doesn't want to, but I want to move to Oregon. And I did my research. We lived in California during the '89 quake. And I'd been there literally 2 days. And I went back home until we got government housing because we couldn't afford to live there. But I hope I don't think they can find me through all this information. But I did my research and I looked where are the fault lines, where do the earthquakes happen, and you can't be on the coast of Oregon because fault line is in the water. So weather-wise, I wanted someplace that didn't like get super cold, and I didn't want someplace that got super hot because I've done both. I grew up north, and Texas is too freaking hot for me. I never go outside in the summer, which if I'm still doing this is going to be difficult. You want to come here and I want to go there. Anyway, I settled on Eugene or Salem. I like the area. The reason I liked Eugene is my husband has a nickname for me, but I'm not going to put it up right now. But it's kind of like I'm personally conservative, very conservative, but I'm socially liberal. I'm into crafts and things like that, and yoga, and I read the Dalai Lama, but I'm a devout Christian too. And so, howdy. What you want to know?
What were you saying? I don't want to interrupt.
I'm just talking to my chat.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
You're interrupting.
So, do you know about Scientology?
Somewhat.
Yeah. Do you know about Scientology?
I know I would never mess with it.
Yeah.
I'm not the right psychological person.
Oh, no, you're not.
I've already told you.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
If you don't have money, they want you to be slave labor.
I understand that. But what was... I interrupted you mid-sentence. I'll just
fine.
be an audience. Go ahead.
No, it's fine.
Maybe I might have a question.
Go ahead.
No,
That's what I'm here for. It says, ask me why on my
Well, I
sign.
don't have any questions yet, but continue. I'll just be an audience, and I might have a question.
Okay, well, what I usually say about Scientology and why it's a cult, the reason you know it's a cult and not a religion is they don't let you leave.
Right.
And that's the biggest thing, and the way that they control their members and don't let them have free ideas or free speech.
Absolutely. No, they 100% are.
The reason I'm here is the rampant child abuse and elder abuse.
I wouldn't ask anybody that.
Yeah, they bought this building 55 years ago on purpose because it was near the college. And normally what they do when we're not here is they try to have somebody out at the door trying to get people to come in.
Oh, I see.
They're called body routers.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And they're trying to get the naive. Yeah, they're out trying to get the naive college student away from home.
No, so I don't interrupt you because I'm on your.
I bounce around the whole time I'm chatting.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna get going anyhow,
Okay.
but no, I understand. It's your message. Definitely.
Yeah, anytime. If you can, I'm here to give out information. If you want to pass it on to somebody else. Oh.
But yeah, you should pass out stuff like they do.
Yeah.
On this side of it. Nice
Okay.
to meet you.
You too.
All right.
Question. I got 20 years in Eugene. Oh, we need to talk. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I remember you being on there. You can email me at the sptvnetworks@gmail. I might have some questions for you about Eugene. But yeah, I when I was researching Eugene, I saw the craft stuff on Saturdays and, stuff like that. And even though I'm 54, I can, get along with just about anybody. Young people, middle people, old people, doesn't matter. But I was looking for a weather, because I would go back to California, but can't afford it. It's too expensive. We lived in Central California. We didn't live south. We were pretty close to Pacific Grove and stuff. Oh, I disappeared. So, like I said, I had a question for y'all. How did the sound of that guy sound? Because I didn't have my mics. I'm not using them yet. Oh, I love rain. When it rains or it's cloudy, I get motivated and clean and all that. My husband's still on here. I hate light. I don't know what's wrong with. There's a thing it's called. But I don't like bright light. I don't like sunshine. It hurts my eyes. Oh, so you can hear him okay? Well, because I was worried because Aaron gave a little quick class one day, and he said, if you're going to put money into something, put it into your sound more than your stability, because you want to be able to hear people who you're talking to. And what he did is bought a mic set. He wears one and he velcroed one to his gimbal. And that's exactly what I did. But when I plugged it in today, I just got it yesterday. I couldn't figure out how to work it. So I guess my mic on this phone's really good. I didn't want to use this phone. It's my new phone. I wanted to use my old phone, but I can't get it to, I think it's too old. I can't even get YouTube to load. I get a blank screen when I try to open it. Oh, that's awesome. So I know I got at least a good 3-4 feet where you can hear somebody. And I've got to figure out how to drown out the street noise. I know there has to be a noise cancellation. Maybe I can do. Maybe if I wear my earbuds. I don't know. But I'm trying to think. Did anybody watch? Oh, thank you. Did anybody watch the fundraiser on any of those channels for Miriam? I'm kind of curious. I didn't see how much she raised. I think she said she needed 5,000. And I watched the first 5 minutes or so of it. I listened to it on the way to here because it can take up to an hour and a half to get here. But I switched over and listened to Popcorn Planet instead. Oh, and I'll watch that one later. But yeah, that's what it was. I'm like, why didn't I get to watch it? That was why. I was flipping around between all the lives. People I didn't, subscribing to people I never even heard of. If they were there, I subscribed. Because they were all small channels too. 1, 2, 500, 600. They were like me. They just started, and probably just started for this, because a lot of them have the auditing in their name. So they're like me. They watch the Squirrel Squad in LA, in Hollywood, and William Good, and then watched that blow up. And then I already am subscribed and a member to Nerd Report, and then he went down, and I liked his visual, which was kind of like what I do when Pearl Snappy's here, is I film her, and he's filming all of them, which is great. It's security for them if something happens. It's hard to tell from the person's camera. And literally, while William and the Squirrel Squad were out one day, I literally sat there and started this channel. But I sat on it for a while because nothing was going on down here yet. But I knew I was coming down way back then when it was announced. I was hoping that all the attention that, especially from Pearl Snappy with her PA system, I was hoping they were like, you know what, it's going to be like LA. We're not going to be able to get anybody to come in. We're not going to open it. Well, he had to open it because he got tens of millions of dollars from donors to open them years ago, and he didn't open the ones he said. So I think he routed all of the command teams to just sit here. I could be wrong. I haven't been caught up on AA Ron lately. I'm usually watching daily. And some of the others. And so that's what he did. Instead of spreading them out, I think he just, so he could open, and then they're probably on billions. I know. That's the thing though. I don't care how many billions you have, you can't shut down YouTube or TikTok or Facebook or Messenger. And they don't know how to fight this except to mess with us. But you know what? If I go down, there's going to be somebody new. I guarantee it. If something happens, there's going to be somebody else. Hi, Dan. Thanks. Appreciate it. I never thought I'd be doing this either. I never saw myself as an activist or a protester or auditor. You know, I sat at home and watched everybody else. Oh, do you do, is that your name, or do you do walking tours in LA? Just curious. Yeah, that's how I got started. Somebody inspired me. I'm like, it was Aaron. He's like, I don't care if you have 1 or 2 videos. Oh, that's so cool. I'm going to look you up. Is that what it's called? Dan Walks LA? Because I watch walking tours of Tokyo and stuff. It's very calming. I do it when I'm going to sleep. But LA would be fun. Ah, yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely look you up. You can email me, or I probably can find you, but my email is sptvnetworks with an S at Gmail. It's a public one. But yeah, I definitely want to watch it. We were stationed in up near Monterey years and years in the 80s, and we went down to Disneyland. I went down to LA once, and I was like, I'm never doing this again. They closed the 5 going to Anaheim, and back then you only had paper maps. Well, we thought we knew where we was going, and so it's like 4:30 in the morning when we got there. We're circling the outer belt, trying to find somewhere that's got a map of LA, and then 7:30 hits, and finally we got a map or directions. I can't remember which. Now we're in stop traffic. And we were in a 65 Mustang with no air conditioning, which actually that wasn't that warm, but I do remember the air burning my skin from the smog. Ooh, there's somebody in a robe down there. I'm gonna get a gimbal that helps me zoom, so when I see something interesting we can look at it. Yeah, that's what I saw. So we went, And we literally toured Disneyland in 45 minutes because we were adults, so we were only interested. And I think Magic Mountain, the big ride, it was closed. But Tom got a really cool cowboy hat that day. Yeah, we went down to Hollywood Boulevard, and we were so broke back then. He was a private. We couldn't even buy a water bottle. We literally took the water container out of our cooler that we weren't using and carried water in it. It was in, I think it was August or September, I can't remember which. But yeah, I was very surprised. You think you're gonna go down the Hollywood Boulevard and it's gonna be like all like upscale or very touristy, and nope, that was not it. Very interesting characters down there. And this was in the 80s. I can imagine what it's like now. But I'll definitely watch some of your tours because I'm interested in other cities and things like that. So, and that was back when we were hearing about Scientology or Dianetics. I can't remember. I mean, and all we knew is Tom Cruise was a member.
So she said the RSVP got
Yep. We didn't take our kids with us. We felt like if you're under 5, you're not going to really remember something like that. Because I didn't. I went to SeaWorld when I was young and I don't remember anything. So we just went. It was kind of the honeymoon we never had. Because when we got married, I got a call that said, I'm getting leave in 3 weeks. We're getting married. I'm like, okay. And I planned a wedding in 3 weeks. We did not go to the Justice of the Peace. I'm not going to go into detail in that because I babbled the last live, and when I played it back, it just sounded so stupid. So I'm going to go in. I figured out how to edit now. I downloaded an app. That's how I got that clip when the cops came. And I clipped out a lot of the boring stuff in between when they were inside. So I'm going to clip out a lot of my babbling, and so people don't have to. And I've got to learn to read the chat because I was answering things on my chat, and when you're watching it, you don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, I loved where we were at we were up close, fairly close to San Francisco. And we went to San Francisco because we always used that airport, and we turned down the wrong street. Back then there was only one neighborhood or one street that was really bad, and we ended up on it. Here's somebody. I'm going to make sure that we get everybody that comes in or out of there on camera. So I'm going to have to get my water bottle. So I'm getting ready to leave. I should keep my stuff together. I forgot my water bottle. I have a regular one, but my water bottle I bought a pouch off of Temu. Sorry about that, guys. And it holds my metal water bottle really well. Whew, I'm sweating. Just where my backpack is. Let me know if I make y'all sick. Oh, why is my chat disappearing? I didn't even have time to read it when I saw it. Luckily that we got a bench here, so I don't have to put my stuff on the ground. Takes flat out guts to do what you're doing. We here. Thanks, guys. I've never been shy, but I'm not confrontational either, and I can't be mean to people I've never met. So Pearl Snappy has what I call the Pearl Snappy show. She is really dedicated and smart. I'm learning a lot from her. Like, I would have never, if I'd have been down here by myself, I'd have showed up with a sign and that's it. She pulled the permits. She knew all the rules, all the laws, what she could and couldn't do. And that's something I'd like, if we do the website, to have on there. and who to check with in your state on what the auditing laws are and things like that. It's somebody's grandpa. Well, I'm gonna turn around. You guys, I don't ever really talk on here, and when I do this, I have to look through my bifocals. Oh, thank you guys so much. I'll be honest. In my 20s, I'm 54 now. I got rid of my friends, and I said no more friends. If y'all have followed the Johnny Depp Amber Heard and stuff like that, Amber Heard had this borderline personality disorder where they just use people up. They want to make people feel like motherly towards them, and they're always helpless. I met somebody like that, another army wife, and I'm, as you can tell, I'm a very independent person. I didn't need to go to the family meetings and stuff with his unit. I could give the class. We always lived off post after California. And so when she came, she was younger than me a little bit, about 8 years. And she seemed fine the first few, well, then she split up from her husband. And then she went a little nuts. Then she left, thank God. But then she came back. And what it was is, I was doing home daycare at the time. And I had a rule not to miss business with friends. So I was not going to hang out with any of my moms. Nothing. Business only. Well, she made friends with one of the other moms who was also getting a divorce. They roped me into hanging out. We started going to the clubs and stuff, which was fine, but she was nuts. Every time you turn around, she was, oh my God, it was scary, scary stuff. Because they're sneaky. That personality disorder, what they do is they tell everybody something different about other people, so everybody's mad at each other, and they won't put their stories together, so she has control of everybody. And I researched this crap, because then my sister came down right when she left, and she acted the same way. I no longer speak with her, because she had the same personality disorder. And they really believe, Amber Heard, Meghan Markle, can't think of it. They really believe these stories they tell in this world that they create. And I wanted to get rid of her, but because when we became friends, my husband was gone for a year, and he came back just a few months after I met her, and she literally said to my husband, "I'm gonna make sure y'all get a divorce." I had her first. Yeah. I was afraid she's gonna burn my house down. So when she realized, she pulled something. I'm not gonna go into great detail, but the friend that she was friends with, yeah, and I'm hoping this helps y'all in your life to see this crazy for what it is. First, they come across very needy. They want you to do everything, and you want to be motherly towards them. Then they start causing drama. I don't do drama. And I would have got rid of her almost immediately when my husband came home, but like I said, I was scared. I was scared she was gonna burn up my house or slash my tires. Well, anyway, she did a 3-way call, but I only didn't know she was on the line. My friend called and said, well, she did this thing that's gonna, you know what, I'm just gonna tell the story because it won't make sense unless I do. So my friend called the other mom and said she took some pills. She's worried. She thinks she needs to go to the hospital. Or I don't even think she said that. She's like, what do I do? And I'm like, I was the daycare. So I said, she needs to bring her daughter to me right now and go to the hospital. And she said, well, she's afraid that her ex will get the child. And see, all the things she said about her ex was just like Amber Heard. It was all made up. He was not abusive. She made this stuff up. So I said, at this point, who's the worst parent? I said, yeah, if because she did this, yeah, she's probably going to lose her kid because she did it with the kid in the house. Well, then she comes on the line, and at that point I was done. I said, look, I said, you need to go to the hospital, bring me her, go with the other mom. And 2 days later, she was gone because she knew we were all done with her by then. And that's what Amber Heard did to Johnny Depp. Got him isolated, got rid of all his friends, brought in all of her friends, told stories, and took videos. And she really believed those videos, or the audios and stuff, made her look good. And she posted them. And they don't, but in her mind, she thought for sure it made him look horrible. But we all know the truth. We're all smart. And that's the way they work. So now I can smell crazy a mile away. So hopefully that'll help you all when you meet somebody, because you're like, they do things that are so blatantly off the wall. You're like, well, did they really mean it that way? No, that's not for sure. No. If you're ever wondering, just go to your other, because after she left, go to your other friends beforehand and talk to them. If they say, oh, somebody doesn't like you, go confront them. Because when she left, when we all got our stories together, yeah, we were like, well, she told me you didn't like me, da 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 da, and none of it was true. And when my sister showed up and started pulling the same crap, she was young. I'm way older than her. She was 8 years old when I moved out, so we didn't know each other. I was done with her within a few months. I'm like, we're done. She came to visit and stayed, and I'm like, nope. And then not long after that, I stopped talking to her because she was hurting my family, just like the other one. So I see a lot of that. Actually, I see a lot of that in David Miscavige. He has to have the same, because he believes the world that he's in. He's abusive. He probably isolates all the people around him from each other, telling them stories, so they don't all talk to each other. He really, in the abuse, and then probably says, oh, I never did that. That's something they do too. When you confront them, I never said that. I never did that. When blatantly they did. So, that's enough of me babbling on. I'm here about the Scientology, but that does come into play in Scientology. Oh my God, why does my chat keep, as soon as it comes up, it goes away. So let me change to top chat. Or who was defending, Yep, I know. And that's the thing. A lot of Amber Heard supporters probably have the same kind of personality. Some. I don't know about if you were friends. But the problem with the Me Too movement, yeah. Matter of fact, I was watching, does anybody watch Popcorn Planet here? I started with the Johnny Depp trial with them. And I was listening to him on the way here. And it was that Amber Heard podcast they were talking about. And the fact that they're still trying to support her. But he said, you know, with that Me Too movement and everything, I'm going to turn around now. It was scary. It was scary for people because as soon as you got accused, you got dropped by everybody. And now he said at least the culture has chilled out a little bit. Now they're willing to listen to the evidence and wait instead of completely jumping on people. So at least that's chilled out some. Yeah, I know. And here's the thing. the reason I supported Johnny Depp was not any of that. It was before the evidence. And it wasn't just because I was a fan. I'm not that kind of person. Yes, it is. Very much so. My son and I, we were talking, and it was his thought too. If Johnny Depp was so abusive and such a bad person and you know, angry, mean person, where were the ex-employees? Where were the bartenders? Where were the drivers that he abused? Not even ex-girlfriends. There is not one complaint that I have ever heard or researched about Johnny Depp before Amber Heard. And that's what made me, I was like, doesn't make sense. And what I saw in those pictures of him passed out and him taking the downers like he was, because I know the medication he was on, it was close to what I had been on for pain, but I could never be addicted to something. I never felt ooh on anything. And he called it the nod. It just makes you want to sleep. What I saw was a man trying to escape his situation. He was trying to take stuff that would make him, or drink enough that he would pass out so he did not have to deal with her. I'm really just glad he got out of that. Yep. Because he looks so much more at peace now. He doesn't want to talk about it. He doesn't want to deal with it. And he was so honest on the stand. Thanks. Yeah. I'm a realistic person. I'm a realist. My husband thinks I'm a pessimist because when we're about to do something major, I'll be like, or something happens, I fear, I expect the worst. And what that does, if I prepare for the worst and that doesn't happen and it's better, well then I'm pleasantly surprised. So I gotta switch hands again. Yeah, if I had a voice, but there's enough people out there. Sorry about that, guys. Switching hands. You know, I may do some videos about certain things different than Scientology later on, because I like to talk. You know, people can watch it or not watch it. No big deal. I got to set up something at home in my craft room where I can sit with a decent background. Right now it's a mess. I don't know. The reason I talk about this, I don't want sympathy. It's not why I'm going to bring it up. I had some people on here saying, well, I can't do it. I'm this, or I'm old, or, you know, this or that or the other. Up until last November, so what, maybe 4 months, 3 or 4 months, I was bedridden. I got sick in 2010. I was bedridden for a while. Then I changed my diet and got my disease under control. And then 5 years ago, I fell and injured 5 discs in my lower back. Anything involving gravity, even sitting up, I couldn't do it. I couldn't even sit on the couch anymore. So I've been in my bedroom for 5 years. Couldn't do my crafts. So that's how I got into YouTube. I found the Johnny Depp trial, and I went through so many people that were just, oh, did you see that today? They didn't really want to talk about the trial. I found Popcorn Planet in that community. And then Aaron popped up one day. Yeah, oh, well, let me tell you why I'm not bedridden anymore. I'm bebopping around. But I was bedridden, so that's why I had the time to do the deep dive into the Scientology and everything. Well, in November, they put a pain stimulator in my back. It took a couple months to heal, and then when I came down a couple weeks ago, that was the first time I've ever traveled by myself or stood for a long period of time. And the injury's still there. I have to be careful and pay attention, but it got rid of 70% of my pain. And nothing else has worked, and there's been things they've done that have made things worse, so I was kind of skeptical and scared about it. But it worked, and that's how I'm able to be here. And I need surgery in both of my shoulders. I have a neck injury from an 80s car accident. Oh, cute, funny story there. I was delivering for Pizza Hut. It was back in the late 80s when they first started delivery only. Second day on the job, Friday the 13th, my first solo day, a Domino's driver ran a red light and hit me and totaled my car. Oh my gosh. Hit a period or something so it'll come back on. Okay, thank you. Go through something like that. So glad you came out stronger on the other side of that. Yes, thank you. Yeah, so I had done nothing with my life since 2010. So this put the fire in my belly when I heard all the terrible things that Scientology has done to people, and there wasn't anything back then I could really do. But just support the channels and watch them and hear their stories. And then Streets LA and the Squirrel Squad started doing what they were doing. Thanks. And I'm like, you know what? I feel better. I think I could try to do this. I didn't know if it was going to be successful. My goal was never even to start a YouTube channel. I was going to come down. Pearl Snappy had started, but it was before. And like I said, I was like sitting there and I'm like, you know what? I could go down there and hold a sign. So I started the channel, but it didn't go live for a while. It took me forever to figure that out. And now I'm here. So, and then I tell people that if they're still in the shape that I was in, I'm like, look, if you can't come out.
Is it not?
No, it is a cult.
Oh, it is, okay.
They don't let their members leave.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
So, forget what I was saying. So people were saying, oh, you can make phone calls or you can do emails and things like that. And I said, you know what? I said, just watching this channel and giving them your time and supporting, that's enough. That's what I did for a year and a half. Hi, Vortex. What's up? So I know Dan's from LA. I know we've got a Portland here. Where are y'all from? Like I said, I didn't get around as much being an Army wife as most people do. But I've been to a couple places. Man, we've been in Texas for 30 years. Never thought. That's longer than I was ever back home. I actually don't even live in Austin. We live up near the military base. It was Fort Hood when we were there. It's now Fort Cavazos. It's about 75 miles away, so it takes me a little time to get here. SoCal. Hey, my daughter lives in SoCal, near Riverside. I visited out there in September. Northwest Indiana. Oh, I'm from Ohio. So, been through Indiana a few times. It's pretty. Me too. Me too what? The place you're at? I have to tilt my head back to look through my bifocals to read this. Oh, yeah. We went from Ohio to California. So, yeah. It's a big difference. When my husband... Yep. I was down there the whole month of September. And then... luckily, the other YouTuber I follow, Popcorn Planet and Andy Signor, Steph from England was coming into LA to visit with Lewis from Nerd Report. And then Andy decided to go, and I was there, but I had to extend my 3-week trip to a month to go to it. And I rented a car and went to Burbank. And that was totally fun. So they did karaoke and stuff like that. So I'm really, really looking at trying to get with some of the SPTV people and trying to... Aaron says he doesn't understand the reason or lure of doing a meetup with fans. But he didn't understand memberships either, that it makes us feel part of the community and help the channel. But I thought maybe we could do a Florida meetup and we could do maybe an LA meetup, because plane tickets are so cheap, especially if you can do, I only go through Southwest now, by the way, and you can get the same cheap flights with them that you can get on that stupid Frontier. Oh my God, it was like a sardine. Yeah, my daughter, problem with living in a military town, you meet people from everywhere else. So she met somebody and they're together, and he's from actually Torrance, but they're not living there in there. So 2 summers ago, she took my grandkids and went to California. I'm like, that was the worst move ever. And she's getting it now. $2,300 a month for a 2-bedroom and 3 kids. It's a nice apartment though, it really is. It's been recently redone. They got a really nice, really good deal. But it's hard to visit now, and I raised my other 2 grandkids. And they're 11 and 12. But she likes it there. She likes the weather there. She hated it here, mainly because it was a small town. And she knew everybody, because she grew up there her whole life. She was 6 months old when we got there, and she just needed to get away. I just wish she hadn't gone too far. But it hasn't been easy. She had to work 2 jobs for a while. But so anyway, I was getting the flights. If we do meetups, you can literally get a $200 flight, hour one way, an hour the other way, if you plan in advance. And some of them have what they call those econo flights, where you only have a carry-on, not even a carry-on, a personal bag. So when my first trip to Vegas to meet the Popcorn Planet group about 1.5 years ago, I was told to get the economy flight. Oh my God, it was like being a sardine. I had to pack all my stuff in this duffel bag. It was a small one too. That was okay. That was no big deal. I was only there a couple days. That was a meetup, and they planned it. We had people fly in from out of the country, from other countries. And I mean, their community isn't as big as SPTV is, but it's, you know, a well-watched, there's people inside, community like SCTV. And I think if we did something like that, people would really like to meet the people from the channels. I think it would be really fun. And like I said, I would go with Southwest because I got a $200 flight with Southwest too. I only planned it three weeks in advance. But them, I was allowed to carry on. So it was like 1/10 of what it would cost to drive just for gas from Texas to California. So I'm up for it. So when I finally get the website up and going, I'm gonna put that up to see how many people might be interested, or maybe a Facebook page too for the fans. That's what I want to do. I want to have a place the fans can go find out upcoming events, find out where all the channels are, because I don't know all of them. Find out if, you know, we're doing an opening or we need to go audit someplace. So the website is sptvnetwork.org. I haven't done anything with it yet. Yeah, definitely. You can come and film the event. Oh, let's see. It's class change.
Yeah, sure.
This is why. So, I want people to see my sign. I know the Florida one would actually, the Florida one, I was thinking about combining SBTV and Popcorn Planet because Andy Signor lives in Florida. and he's had AA Ron on his channel. And I've noticed a lot of crossover fans. A lot of fans of Popcorn Planet are following AA Ron and all of them because it's the same kind of fans. You got to think about what is the fan base for those two things, and they're for Popcorn Planet. He does pop culture trials, you know, things like that, and you know he reports honestly. Hey, pup groomer. I love puppies. I wish my puppies were up to coming with me, but I just think it would be too rude to do it to them. They're not used to being in public. What was I saying? Oh, he reports honestly on the current news. Britney Spears. He's following the DUI guy and the What the Hales trial. Oh my gosh. Howdy, howdy. Howdy from Texas. I'm gonna walk around a little bit. That coffee shop's really nice. I stopped for the first time because I needed to tinkle, and I bought a coffee. Let me know if I'm moving too fast because I don't have the stabilizer that works, and I get motion sickness, so I'm trying hard not to turn too fast. I feel like I'm back in the army, walking back and forth with my sign. So anyway, if you're interested in a meetup with the SPTV community in LA or Florida or both. Oh, awesome. I would love to be a pet groomer, but both my shoulders need surgery. I even looked at the trailers you can buy already done, and I was going to do home. Then I was talking to my daughter about doing it. And I could like be a silent partner or something. But it's hard on you, I can tell. Email me, SPTV Networks. No S. SPTV Network. No. Okay. SPTV Network, no S.org is a website that I haven't started yet, but I own. SPTV Networks with an S at Gmail is my email. And I'll put it in the description. I've been meaning to do that. Turn slow. Turning. See, look. Oh, they didn't close the upstairs. So they must not be doing anything. You know, people in t-shirts and shorts, do you think those are actually Scientologists? Would they really go in looking like that? Or are they people like students that are like just going in there to see what it is? At least it's shady here. Because the Texas sun is horrendous. My first or second summer I was here, I got sun poisoning. And after that, if we went to the lake or something, I literally was covered with a towel, 2 layers of sunblock, a hat, and then we eventually got a canopy. I can't do Texas sun. In California where we lived, they built the base there on purpose because it gets very, very foggy. We closed that base when we left. It doesn't exist. So we didn't even own shorts when we lived there because it never got warm enough. But we never used the heater either. It was always in the 60s. Oh, it disappeared. I've got to figure out. Oh, thank you. Learning the hard way, I guess. Yep. Especially Southern California. I know the smog got better since we were there. At least they say so. But I remember we went outside of our hotel and my skin burned. This is the early 90s. That was trippy. And let me know if, you want me to pan on something or if sometimes I don't realize I'm looking somewhere else where I'm just holding the camera. And I notice sometimes when my arm gets tired, I go too low. Just let me know. I take criticism very well, as long as it's not mean. I'm always trying to learn to do better. Especially this. I know nothing about live streaming except what I've watched. Yeah, lockdown is small, but it's just constant. What are they doing? Are they coming to fix these doors? West Campus Ambassadors. They were working on the coffee shop. As I put my cane under the bench, I would have ran over it. If I get... What time is it? I've been here an hour and 20 minutes. I got here at 2. Yeah, that's about what time they start coming out. Around 3:30, it's busy, and then again around 5, which I will not be here at 5. I found out if I don't leave by 4:30, oh my gosh, the traffic. Sometimes it can take me 2.5 hours to get home. So when I do this, I'm gone 6 to 7. Let's see. Hour and a half here. 2 hours to get home. 5 to 6 hours gone. My sign to do. So it pitches the wind. We're trying to figure out a tripod for just my sign, so I don't have to hold it. I don't need a tripod for my phone. It's not as heavy or awkward. But like I said, I'm always trying to do better and learn things, so I'm perfectly fine with criticism, what I'm doing, how I'm doing it. You know, the babbling is, there's more people. It's too much. We can talk more about it. Like Aaron said, there are people that watch that may be new. Mike Brown, I learned a lot from Mike Brown. He got his mom out, in the last year, I think. He found out she was in one of these homes where they take the old Sea Org or staff and they pile them in, probably too many, and they take out, they never get medical care. She has a bad heart condition that was never treated because they wouldn't let her go to the doctor to take off. And they're not supposed to get Medicare. They don't want Scientology to look bad and have people saying they don't make any money and getting on assistance. You'd think they'd want them to stay healthy because they're not getting new members. Oh, it's windy. It's like a wind tunnel down here. So they take out $50,000 credit card because they fake their income to pay the minimum payment on the credit off. Because what bank? They probably lie about everything. I'm gonna have to. My shoulders are getting me. So that chapped my butt when I heard about that stuff. So, and even, the people working here, they don't know what's in store for them when they get old. And then, I don't know if you're following the Aftermath Mike Rinder stuff, but he had his mom and Mike Rinder wanted to do like a YouTube video together. And he said now he realizes she looked very uncomfortable about it. But she did it. And after the falling out of the Aftermath Foundation and what Mike Rinder and them did, and again, they're letting their Scientology show because they don't realize how bad it all looks on them. They're like, oh, well, we got to get rid of Aaron because he's a problem, blah, 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 blah. And so then when that happened, she came out and told her son why she was so uncomfortable about Mike Rinder. And there was some SA type things happening to her, and he walked in the room, joked about it, and left. And there was more. You can go to Mike Brown. It's at Mike Brown on YouTube. He's easy to. You might get a lot of Mike Browns, but not all of them are doing Scientology. I don't want to talk about that kind of stuff here. So go check that out. It's really upsetting. And and then the child abuse. I'm like, if you're an adult and you come in here and you're an educated person and you become a public or whatever, you join, that's a bad decision on your part. But the children have no say. They can't consent, as Serge says. And they're my kids went to church with me because I made them go to church with me. And when they turned 18, they both went off the rails and stopped going to church and getting tattoos and smoking and drinking. But they were my kids. When they turned 18, I put them in God's hands. And, I never tried to tell them what to do, and they've made a lot of bad decisions. Unless we can curb it or it's something really important. Relationships and stuff, I usually don't. And I don't say I told you so. I try not to, because they got enough to deal with when it all blows up, like we usually expect. But that's the thing about the kids that were in the Sea Cadets, the ranches, or their parents join when they're young or are already members. They don't have a choice until they're 18, 16 actually, but they don't know that. That's what they're raised in. That's all they know. They don't know there's more to life. They don't know that if they leave, there's people that'll catch them and help them. Catch them when they fall. And that they don't see them as children. They see them as adults in small bodies. Anybody know them? You looking for them? I hate cigarette smoke. I'm going to have to figure out which way the wind's going. Oh, he's going to go around the corner. So look at that. Poor man. He should be retired. Sitting at home, watching TV, moving to Florida, sitting on the beach, whatever. He should not be working even 8 hours a day. My husband retired from the Army, and I wanted him out years before because it really ruined his body. But now we have all the medical. When I got sick and everything, we didn't have to stress at all about medical. But I don't know, sometimes I still don't know if it was worth it. The kids didn't get to grow up around family like we did. It was just us. When he was gone, literally on Christmas, me and the kids would go to whatever restaurant or Chinese place was open, or Thanksgiving. And his body is really messed up. He's at 80% disabled now. Should be 100. My son was in the Navy and he just got disability. He's been out for many years. He didn't know that what was available to him, and he finally started going to the VA. We wouldn't let him go in the Army. I'm like, the Army is like the lowest on the totem pole. And they never, at least I said Navy, Air Force, or Coast Guard, at least you won't ever sleep on the ground. So those are the two biggest things that, we have evidence of, that we can tell people about, that we can prove, that there are people now getting channels that are talking about it and getting it out there. And Davey doesn't know how to deal with this. Remember, he became the leader in the 80s, I think. Did he die in 86? LRH, I think. What was it? No, 96, I think, is when they got the tax-exempt status back. I may be wrong. It's hard to remember all the details. So, he never had to deal with social media. He never had to deal with there's somebody there. Anybody recognize her? Probably family looking for her. So, yeah, I'm walking back and forth just because I don't want to stand in the same place. Maybe you guys will see something interesting. It's really boring around here. Once I close, oh, there's the video. I'll watch that for a little while. Oh, wait, let me zoom. I've never zoomed, so hold on. Ooh, check that out. House without, yeah, lockdown, cleaned out the small, but not like what it used to be. That's it. Hate any doodle, nice money though. Yeah, I can imagine. Is he a big one? They usually are. Shit. Okay, let me stand still. Hold on. Can you see it? Oh, there we go. I don't know if you can see it because it's kind of dark. It's their movie. Now, they're showing somebody in a doctor's office. In a dentist. They don't do that for their members. They're trying to make it look like they fix people's teeth. Whew. Yeah, they might have dentists that are members, but oh crap. Matter of fact, Reese, I think her father-in-law was a dentist, and he still charged her a full price. He gave her like a 10% discount. He said, don't tell anybody. I'm like, really? I don't know if you can see it. This whole thing is they're in a doctor's office, a dentist's office. He must be a member. He's talking about being a member. Yeah, you ain't helping anybody. Yeah, I can't see it on my screen. I can see it with my eyes. There's somebody. Alright, I gotta take the zoom off. Somehow. Ooh. Let's see. Nope, wrong way. There we go. Is there anything you guys have questions of about Scientology? Like I said, I did a deep dive. I probably watched somebody talk about it at some point. If I don't know, I can probably send you to who I think might know. Okay. Gotta get the sign back up. My sign is Scientology is a cult, ask me why. It's got that side, and then I redid this side, and I put the flyer out, which she gave me a bunch of these signs. I've had people stop. Why is it a cult? And then they want to take a picture, and so I've got all the OG channels and books that they can go check out. Oh, she's got everybody. Look at that. She's even got, whoever handed me these, she's even got the Squirrel Squad on there. Oh, she's even got Pearl Snappy. Right on. I didn't even notice that till just now. So, does y'all seem like you're like me? You probably know quite a bit about what's going on. Hey, has anybody heard? Like I said, with Chicago and being out here and stuff, I haven't got to watch everything. Are they planning on opening any more after Chicago? Chicago kind of came on out of the blue. I didn't realize it was on the list because, well, they had others on. I think it was Paris and another one overseas, and they didn't open those. Oh, here comes some signs. Oh, they're actually let out of the building. Imagine that. Must be nice. I know. Oh my gosh. I sounded like such a goober on Saturday when they opened because they all had these sayings, and she told me it's better to have something ready to go. Oh, they are going to open Paris. Mexico City. No, I can't go down there. I'd like to. I might look see what plane tickets cost. Because I wonder how many we're going to get down there. I've lived in Texas 30 years. I wish I would have learned Spanish. I took it in high school my senior year, but I was working so much that she said I got the structure really well, but I never learned the vocabulary. I barely passed. And all I remember is how to ask somebody their name. Yeah. Hey Gigi, what's up? My sign says Scientology is a cult, ask me why. If you don't know why, let me know. I will tell you. I'm getting to the point where I probably am gonna cut out here soon. But I wonder, I have considered, I used to use a walker. I don't really need it much anymore. I had thought about bringing it just so I had somewhere to sit. Because I don't want to sit on the bed. But I kind of like moving around though, being stationed. Because Pearl Snappy can do that because she knows what to say. She's got a lot of people in the chat, and you know, so. But I've got to figure something else out that's more interesting than me just standing here. I was hoping Pearl Snappy might come out today. Usually she's here by now, I think. Let me look at the time. Thanks. I know, but even me, you know, 3:42, or I'm good. I have to be gone by 4:30 because of traffic. Yeah, I mean, I can chat, I can talk, especially the fact that I was getting to the point where early on I talked about in my 20s I got rid of friends. I was like, after that, I was like, done, no more. And Army wives be crazy. Sorry if you are one, but you know, if you are one or have been one, you know I'm right. And even though we didn't move, even if I did make a friend, they were always gone at some point. 2-3 years, they were gone. So we really got into church is what we did, and youth group and stuff like that. And that's where my friends were. But I say that I'm personally conservative but socially liberal because, you know, I'm very conservative, but I can meet and get along with anybody as long as they're not mean. I don't care. I don't put I was gonna say, hi, Cinderella. This is different. I'm still not pushing it on people. I kind of I stay kind of low key. Oh, sunlight, don't want to be there. So when I turn, am I going too fast? What was I gonna say? Somebody stole my cane. Holy crap. Another one? I'm kind of done with the Batman remakes. Do you see that? Somebody stole my cane. I had just discussed with my husband about getting a little chain for it or hanging it off my backpack, but I usually don't walk around. I'm usually right by. So why would somebody take my cane? Oh. I love that cane. It folded up and had a foot on it that would stand. And it was pink. And I don't know where I'm going to replace it. I'm really bummed. There was a guy that was sitting here. That's the only person I noticed get anywhere near the bench. I really didn't think anybody would take it, but I knew that it was possible. I have others. It's just I really like that one because it was pink.
Yeah, it just made me crazy.
I got it at a really good price too on post. We'll have to go see if they have one like it. They got really pretty ones. Maybe I'll get something with flowers on it. Or I was gonna wrap it in glitter tape. I like bling. I've got a black one that folds. They probably did it when I had my back like this to the bench. Well, I hope they need it, or they give it to somebody who does. That's all I can think. Because why else would they take it? Unless they knew somebody could use it, or maybe they can sell it cheap, and somebody will get a cane that's cheap. It's fine. No, it was partly my fault. I knew, and I was walking too far away, which I normally don't do. And I know how homeless people and stuff can be. So I had thought about folding it up and putting a chain on it somehow. Live and learn. Live and learn. Because I was telling my husband says be safe. And I'm like, I really feel really safe here for the most part until they call the cops on me. Because there are so many people. Even when I take the side streets and go back to where I park, there's people walking everywhere. I mean, there's so many people I have to stand and wait for people to cross, even in the small streets. So I really don't feel... Now, last time I was here, when the cops got called, and it was Saturday, and there wasn't a lot of people like on this street, and a game let out. This is Austin. I should have put it in the title. It's in the description, but not the title. I'll change it so people know. Turning slowly. Shoot. I just lost my train of thought. What was I talking about? Ugh. Oh, safety. So, I don't know. I felt weird after the cops came. And so, and I always film to and from my vehicle. Not live, but I film it. So it looks like I'm live, and if something happens, it's on my camera. But I don't know, there was this group that had these painted faces that didn't come from the game. I think I asked. And there was one guy straggling when I was walking back to my car, and they were kind of... Were they behind me for a while? But then I turned the different direction than where my car weirdly was. And I stopped, and there was this straggler who was just walking really slow. And I just didn't get a good feeling. So I stood there as long as there was people around until he was past me very, very far before I went the way I needed to go when he couldn't see me anymore. And then I called my husband on Messenger because where I was, in the parking areas, it's really isolated in there. So I'm like, okay, you're with me till I get in the car. Because you can't see me from the street very well when you're near the vehicles. And it depends on where I park. There's parking garages, there's stuff like that. I don't always. Sometimes I can't find something on the street. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to call it a day. My arms are getting tired. But I'm getting stronger, and sorry. The first week I was out here every day, but Thursday I lost 5 pounds. Because I don't really get out at my house. We don't have sidewalks on my street, so it's really hard to take a walk. Thanks. I don't mind chatting about different things. I like watching lives. Oh, hey Fluffer, squirrel. Probably shouldn't have said that, but who cares? My hands. It's making me stronger though, because I literally haven't done anything since 2010. So we tried going to the gym. We've got a Planet Fitness membership, and I got the black card, but our schedule. He sleeps during the day. He gets home at 7 in the morning, but he's tired. So it's really hard to connect and go together. Hi. Hi. You know what? I'm going to flip around since I'm about to quit. Alright. When I do this, it's because I gotta read with... Nope. I think they realized it wasn't gonna stop me. And they don't know my name yet, so they can't use my name when they call. Wouldn't be hard to find, but I made sure, you know, to make a separate channel and all of that stuff. And we caught them trying to follow my husband to my truck, to my car. I'm not in that right now. I bring my car because it parks better. But you know, everybody in Texas has a truck. I forget what I was gonna say. I'm getting a little tired. Oh, the gym. Yeah, even just wanting to go 3 times a day is hard. But there's really... So I'm doing this. That's why I'm walking. It's a little more interesting that way, I think, and you can see things. I had hoped they wouldn't steal my cane, but I kind of knew. I didn't put because my husband might try to contact me, so. But this walking is, I think, helping me a lot. I need to get stronger. Like I said, I've been in bed for 5 years. In the house, 9 years before that, I think. And I was a very active person until that happened. I was working full time. I was teaching adult Sunday school. When my kids were young, I was a Girl Scout leader. We were involved with Boy Scouts and church. And then one day I left working in an ambulance and never went back. It took them a year to figure out that I had traumatic fibromyalgia. And and my husband was getting on the plane to Iraq the day I went in the emergency room. So it was just me and my daughter for the first year, 14 months I was sick. Thanks. It is nice for freaking March. I can't remember what it was supposed to be. It's been averaging 80, 82. But it goes up and comes down. So it's not, and I'm so in the shade here. It's so awesome that the building's tall enough. I'm hardly in the sun at all. I didn't even put sunblock on today. Yeah, I used to be really active. And then I wasn't. So, trying. This really helped me. And I'm coming because their blinds are closed. And I was really hoping standing here, peering in the door, to get them to close the doors too. Pearl Snappy's here, doors are closed. But I don't see a security guard today. So maybe they only paid for one for the first week. Or they just didn't have, because what people don't understand, everybody in Pearl Snappy's live was raving about tax dollars. That, you know, there's an officer in there, it's tax dollars. It's not. My husband has worked security since he retired. And where he works now, they have events. And when they have events, they hire extra security through, but it's police, constables, you know, it can even be a DPS trooper, whoever wants to take the overtime. That's how they do it in LA, how they put LAPD in their pocket. So in LA, yep. Abilene, woo, you're out there. Yep, I'm dead center, halfway between Waco and Austin. And we are dead center. I'm 3 hours from Dallas, 3 hours from Houston, and 3 hours from San Antonio. What is it, 12 hours to El Paso? When we're going back north, back home, the first day was just getting out of Texas. First day was getting to Texarkana, 6 hours at least. And then we'd get a hotel, rest. And then the second day I sleep good in hotels. I don't know why, but I think it's the crisp sheets. And then the second day I can do 10 hours. Ooh. So, but I tell people, if I can do this, anybody can. The first day I was here alone, so I came on a Monday, I think, and Pearl Snappy was here, and that's when they called the cops, and I was able to film her, which I liked, and everybody else liked, because it was a different angle of what was going on. And I am way too close. Hold on. Let me get this out of my face, so you can see behind me, too. People inspired me. The Squirrel Squad, those young people going out there every night. William Good, he doesn't have to spend his life doing that. Why is this a weird angle? And I thought you had to have, the high-speed gimbal and no microphones and a camera. And then I see Cam out there holding his phone. Confident Chris, I think. One of them made a contraption. I get the Chris's mixed up. And one of them just holds their phone. A lot of them do. And to be honest, it's probably less bouncy holding it than putting it on this gimbal that doesn't work. Because I know it's bouncing a little. And I was like, I can at least... Yeah, exactly. You can pick and choose who you want to... Hellcat, yeah. Because I was looking at different things online. The thing that I wanted, it was like a square, and you could put your phone in it, a camera, lights, mics, and you can hold it two-handed, but I just felt like, at the time, I needed something a little cheaper. I didn't know how much I was going to do this for. So I got a $26 gimbal, which I'm learning only has 2 axes. So if it were on, if I went left to right, it would keep it straight. But I don't think it stabilizes up and down bouncy. But every time I calibrate it and I come and I use it, it starts flipping all over the place. And so I have to lock it, and now it's just a selfie stick. But I'm looking. I got my mics yesterday. I'm going to repeat stuff because I know new people come on. I got my mics yesterday. I've got to read the instructions. I put the Velcro. I listen to everything everybody teaches me. Aaron said that sound is more important than visual. So he got the mic set, one you wear, and he put the other one, Velcroed it to the gimbal, which I did this morning. But when I went, whoa, fell in a hole. Hold on. Ooh, look at that. Hold on. That was scary. Yeah, I just fell in that. Luckily I didn't fall all the way. I need to not go that far. Yeah, I need to not go that far. So he said he had to get a different gimbal because he couldn't Velcro. He couldn't put the piece in the phone the way it was shaped, so I knew what not to get. And I'm looking at gimbals, but the problem is, unless you want to spend $200, anything like $120 or less, I don't want to spend more than $100. You go in, they get good reviews. You go in and it's reviewed from a free product. I'm like, I don't trust those. I've been really lucky because I've been homebound since 2010. I do all online ordering, and I'm crooked. Sorry about that. Let me fix this. It's a weird angle. No, not that. Let's do, sorry, I'm shaking. If I ever start to, if I say I'm about to adjust, look away, because I know I get motion sickness from the least little thing. I usually take motion sickness medicine before I get here. Let's see. I'm resting it on my tummy, which I probably shouldn't do, but it's hard to hold it at the right angle. What was I talking to before I fell in the hole? Oh, audio and visual. I didn't want to use my current phone because it's the Flip 5. And I was wondering, well, how am I going to put a phone that folds in the gimbal? Does it work good? Does it stabilize? Like, is it 3-axis? And I'm looking for with a zoom button, so I don't have to touch my phone screen to zoom. If you know of a good gimbal, email me at sptvnetworks@gmail.com, or post it in the chat if you have a link, if you can. I'll take word of mouth. That's all I want. This one has a remote to take pictures, but I don't do oh, the wind. I have to put my sign down, it's gonna hit me in the face. I'm glad Pearl Snappy taught me I needed to wear a hat. In Texas, that's a good idea. It keeps your face from. And I have moisturizer that has SPF in it that I use, and then I spray sunblock on my arms. But I didn't today. Oh, please email me, and I'll put it in the description when I'm done. Okay, so you don't have to remember my email. I'm gonna make my own email with Miss Kim in it, because I made that email to go with the website that I bought. And what it was is I got it, and then I super chatted Claire and she's like, oh, I'm really interested in that. Email me. And I did 3 times. And I super chatted 3 times, and she never got back to me. And now, of course, I'm not following. And I'm kind of glad. So I did, I'm going to email AA Ron to see if he's got a fan that he knows or that works on websites, or somebody he's worked with that is willing to help me. Oops, slow, turn slow, turn slow, turn slow. Because I just don't have the knowledge to make it really, really good. SPTV Networks with an S at Gmail. And I will put it in the description when I'm done today, later today. I'm going to change my description to watch Miss Kim blab on for 2 hours. One reason I didn't want to be on camera is my teeth. I've been drinking cold brews way too much. So I've been using the lightning strips for your teeth. Didn't realize till I tried to do my first video how bad they really looked. So I'm gonna contact my dentist and see if they do the whitening thing. That's the only thing that really bothers me. But I do want, my husband he's got a whole big workshop. He's really good with, he went to, he used his GI Bill. He went to college. First, he was going to college while he was still in. And they would let you do that every once in a great while. And he started what he called shop in college. It was building maintenance trade. So he knows how to wire, masonry, drywall, all that stuff. And he really just took it to work on our house. So he can help me with this stuff. But we want to make a tripod for my sign. Not my phone. I don't mind holding the phone. But it'd be nice if I could put the sign in something, so I can just stand by the sign And I could maybe make a bigger one that maybe says more on it that way. So I may look at the same kind of contraption that Pearl Snappy has for her phone. He did have a base tripod for something, but it was so heavy. It was not made for, it looks like it was made for maybe an umbrella because it's very heavy and stable. Thank you. Take a picture?
I want to make a video about this building. I was just talking to him about
Right.
like
We're out here. We've been out here since before it opened. Saturday before last. They finally opened it for real.
Oh, it's new.
Yes. What it is it's called the Ideal Org. Do you mind if I turn it around while we talk?
Go for it.
Because I got it on me right now. Yeah, I'm live.
Okay. What are you streaming on? I'm just
YouTube.
a 360 camera.
Just my phone.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Nice,
that's cool.
nice. Shut up.
What is that?
It's a 360 camera.
Let me see it.
Yeah.
Cool.
We're like filmmakers, so.
Oh, you definitely got to do this. And SPTV, if you want to do a really good video, about a year ago, SPTV, an SP is a suppressive person, and that's an enemy to Scientology.
Yeah.
And somebody mentioned, oh, we should be SPTV because they're AA Ron, growing up in Scientology on here. Get that list.
Yeah.
I went deep dive about a year and a half ago. He popped up and I learned everything there is to know about Scientology. All these other channels, he encouraged any ex-Scientologists that were kids in Scientology to start channels. And we even have people like me called a never been in Scientology, but we're out here against Scientology or have channels. There's like 50 plus channels now under SPTV. And this is my 4th time live. I'm a grandma. I'm 54. I never thought in a million years I'd be standing out here doing this.
Why are you? Have you been affected by the church? Or?
No, but when I did my deep dive and I learned about it, and I learned about the rampant child abuse and elder abuse, it burned my butt. And when I found out, they bought this building 55 years ago. When L. Ron Hubbard was the leader, but he died in the 80s. Then, back in the early 2000s, the new leader said, well, we're going to do this Ideal Org. They're going to buy 50,000 square foot buildings and remodel them, but you can't use church funds. You have to fundraise from public, which is people that aren't signed into their slave labor, that are just people that pay the money like Tom Cruise to be in the church. Well, it took them years to do it because it was a lot of money. And then they don't have the staff, the slave labor that they use. They don't have enough because they're not getting new members. They try to say they have millions of members. They, at the most, with staff and the Sea Org and Publix, they may have 30,000 tops. And, well, he took all these millions and hadn't opened any of them. So now he's between a rock and a hard place. And they got some what they call command teams done for their 5-year training they've been doing, I think, maybe less. And the waste of tax. Oh, and they have tax exempt status as a church, but they're not a church. And the rampant abuse. The reason is they think they've had past lives, so they don't treat their children like children. They think they're adults in small bodies.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I know. There's a whole deep, very messed up lore. I would love to stay in contact with you because I do want to make a video about this.
Well,
Let me get your Instagram or something.
I'm right there.
Growing up in Scientology.
No, that's the guy I follow. Okay. The next one is Scientology Won't Win in Texas.
Scientology. I'm gonna tag you.
Okay.
And I do want to make a little thing about this.
Okay.
And what was your name again?
Miss Kim.
Miss Kim?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's what I go by. I don't give my real name because I don't want them to get it.
Yeah, I'm Gregory. So
hold on.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, nice to meet you too.
Thank you for
I've only got 20 watching, because I'm new. I think I've got 500 subscribers now, but that was because the OG channels put me out there. Wait till you meet Pearl Snappy. Find Pearl Snappy. She's on all the social media under Pearl Snappy, TikTok, all of that. When she comes out, she's loud. She's already, they've called the cops on her. She's been out here for months. She's the one that got me to come down because I live 75 miles away.
Wow.
But it's the child abuse, the elder abuse, and that they need to lose their tax exempt status because they buy. Wait till you learn about Clearwater and all the buildings they've purchased that just sit there, vacant.
No, it's a whole front.
There's
something weird going on.
It's a pyramid scheme. It's just a money making.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
There's something weird going on. It's even deeper than the money. I don't know what. I don't even know if I wanted it, but there's something.
You'll know when you start following these guys. They'll tell you. Because they've gotten executives that have left.
Yeah.
That work with the leader that tell you. And wait, do you know about fair gaming?
I don't. I gotta go catch up with my friend, but it was great. I would love to stay and talk, but
all right.
I will tag you and I'll see you.
Awesome. Okay. Cool. Hey, it's one more person that might film it and get it out. That's why I'm here. I just want to get the information out. I'm gonna I'll leave my lives on. I gotta fix the other one. I don't want to say too many personal things like about where I live, things like that, and every once in a while I might say something I shouldn't have. So I'm gonna go in and edit some of that out. Today I was careful. Stuff I said, good luck finding me. I don't really care if they do. I mean, I'm just an old grandma. My kids don't even live near me anymore. Good luck messing with me. Waste some money. I don't care. But I'm gonna go. You know what? Tell your friends. Get the word out about what's going on. And I'm not gonna say when or where when I'm gonna be back, but I'm gonna try to do at least 2 days a week, here and there, maybe 3. I can't do every day like I did the first week because between gas and parking, I don't mind the time. Whew. A proper count of it went away. Why does my chat go away? You chat, I see it come up, I start to read it, and it disappears. I've got to figure out. I'm sure there's a YouTube video on it. I'll figure it out. What was the count you're trying to do? Ooh, I made it 2 hours today. Yeah, I'm a bit tired from the walking, but I like it. It makes me feel good. I feel like I did something. Can somebody say something in the chat so I can read the last few chats before I go? Okay. Oh, yeah. Really? Oh my goodness. Have you gotten all the new ones in Chicago? There are so many new people. Wow. That is so cool. I'm glad I have a number I can, because I was like 50 plus. I was worried I had it wrong. That is so awesome. Wow. Email it or leave it in the comment after I'm done live. If you have, I think you gave me a link before. Wow, that's a lot of dedication there, because I don't even know how to find them all. Saturday, luckily, because they know on my feed I like Scientology, I hit the live button and I just popped around all the different lives. Okay. And it's under your name? Okay, because I can remember your name, it's easy. 3 generations. Okay. I haven't put it much up, so I'm sure I can find it. So, alrighty guys, I'm gonna go. I'll see you sometime this week again. Sayonara. Now I gotta figure out how to end it.